So this is part 2 of this little Welcome to Crypto mini series. Again, Bitcoin is now trading at 67. Oh, I'm retarded, sorry. 67,489.08. I think that's a little bit lower than earlier, or higher. Who knows? And I'm going to shrink this a little bit because I want to show you guys something. So, remember how I said Bitcoin, I guess crypto in general, operates in 4-year cycles? This was the 2021 top, and it was what, like November, first week of November, start of the second week of November. And this was our 4-year cycle. We had our 4-year cycle, and then we had the crash. We had the accumulation. We had the growth phase, and now I'll talk about this yellow bar later, but it looks like this is when we'll start the bubble phase, somewhere here. And if I had to guess the exact date, if I get this, all you owe me like $1,000. We top exactly on October the 28th, Tuesday, 2025. I don't know. That doesn't really matter. It's just a guess. Anyways, the bottom for this cycle was a little rough. I actually remember reading a lot about crypto because I don't know if many of you know, some of you do. I bought a lot of stuff here, and this just shows how crazy bull runs can get. I bought a lot of stuff here, and just from this move from here, not Bitcoin, just NFTs, I was up like 6 figures USD. And obviously, I bag held because I didn't know what I was doing, and all the way down here. And I remember this day because I checked out my NFTs, and I believe this was the whole FTX, aka Sam Bankman-Fried. He's a Jew, surprise, surprise. YouTube, please don't ban me for saying that, I don't mean it. And that was the whole FTX bubble estate blow up, and things got really ugly, and that kind of makes sense because as you can see in the chart and by the news, a capitulation like that usually does mark a bottom. That's what you need to mark a bottom. I don't believe in technical analysis or anything, even though it has worked a little bit here. It's just you can trade the news, you know what I mean? And anyways, so I got back into crypto. I heard about it like here-ish because of Pepe. And then I got back into crypto here-ish. And I stayed here and I started buying stuff again here-ish, right here. And boom, we're all the way up here. It's kind of crazy looking at it because I don't buy Bitcoin. Most people in crypto, like on crypto Twitter, own like 0 Bitcoin because, unless you already have 20, 30, 40 million to put in it, you're not going to make much. And the time to buy was, I'd say, here. Now you're kind of, if you're buying, I don't even know if you're going to get a 2x. I doubt you get a 2x anytime soon. So I know we already talked about trading in cycles and stuff, and no one can really predict when the cycles end. So take profits gradually, change your life. If the money on the screen is unreal, make your life unreal. Realize the money. And yeah, so as you can see, I want to talk about this first blue bar, maybe. I don't know. I'm colorblind. So this blue bar, I remember this day because the trading was, the PA, we'll just call it price action, was absolutely terrible. This was the day that the SEC approved the Bitcoin ETF, the first Bitcoin ETF. The reason gold's price is so high was because BlackRock, who are the biggest asset managers in the world, started by Jews, they created an ETF for gold. And then Larry Fink, who is, a BlackRock guy, I don't know what he is, I think the CEO of BlackRock or high up, he called Bitcoin digital gold. And to back up his claim, he created the Bitcoin ETF. And this was the first ETF for digital crypto asset like this. And the trading was absolutely terrible because this is another thing in trading, because I used to be, trade stocks and options and stuff. And one of the things I learned was buy the rumor, sell the news. So I think this is when we first heard that Bitcoin was getting an ETF, and the price went crazy. And even here, I remember, some intern accidentally went ahead and front ran the announcement on Twitter. Price went crazy, and everyone bought the rumor, and then we sold the news, or no, buy the rumor, sell the news. The news came out, and we're like, yep, sorry, it was priced in. And this bottom was pretty hard to catch. I don't think most people caught it, but you were okay as long as you waited this out. Like, dude, 40 to whatever, 38, not a big deal. You caught most of it. And yeah, if you can, something that you can kind of tell if you look at this, we had a lot of sideways, up, chop, redistribute, up, chop, redistribute, up, chop, redistribute. Wonder what happens next. All right, so that's what that blue line was. This orange line is the halving, the Bitcoin halving. I won't get into what it means because it's kind of technical. I'm a bit of a nerd. And it's very computer science related, but it's just the Bitcoin halving. And the Bitcoin halving is usually a good day to try and figure out what happens when, if you want to time the exact top of the crypto market, the cycle. This is a really good time to do it, or this is a good indicator to use in my opinion. And this yellow one is that American election, which is happening in 2024. Obviously, it's happening in 2024. It's right here. Trump, please win, by the way. I hate Kamala Harris. A woman should not be the president. Anyways, so this line will indicate a lot, I believe. I think the price action is going to be really, really weird. Like, who knows, maybe break all-time high and then go back down here and go up again. Who knows? I'll get into this more later. I just realized I missed something. So, believe it or not, this was the first ever cycle in which we front ran the halving. And what I mean by that is never before have we hit an all-time high on Bitcoin. As you can see, all-time high, comparing it to if this was the 2021 all-time high. Boom, look, this was not even 70K and we hit 73K or so. So this was the very, very, very first time that we've hit an all-time high before the halving, which is odd, you could say, but it really does make sense because of this blue line. We front ran the halving and we front ran all-time high purely because of the ETFs. And the thing is, the only thing that really, the major assets that hit all-time high was Bitcoin. That was it. And again, it's the only one that got an ETF. ETH also got an ETF, but ETH is the worst asset in the world. If you hold that, I can't say what I want to say on wherever I upload this. Maybe if I upload it to a certain website, but no, I can't say what I want to say. So don't hold ETH. Christ, sell your ETH. I held ETH down here and I sold it because I'm not, I can't say that word. But anyways, we'll talk about the cycle top a little bit. No. So first we'll talk about this. I don't know how much you can see of this. I'll zoom in a bit. We are currently, this was 0 marks April the 20th, the day of the halving, and we are trading just over 60K American for 1 Bitcoin. And we're currently 176 days post halving. And comparatively to other cycles, yes, we are going quite slow. I do think it's because, like if you look at the discrepancy between here and this previous cycle, so this cycle and the previous 21 cycle, as you can see here, the colors, we front ran, all-time highs due to the ETF. So I think we do have to go sideways and chop more. So I think this cycle will almost start later, which in August, this certain trader named Kobe, Cobie, one of the greatest traders on CT, I don't mean to glaze, but he said unironically, I don't know, he said it around here, unironically, he doesn't think this bull run has even started. And I happen to agree. This bull run will be insane. And so this is where we are currently. And if you look at previous cycles where, the top is later and later and later and later, and obviously lower because the law of diminishing returns. And this would put us in, my math kind of sucks, but this would put us in 2026 as a top. I don't think we do that. 365, 36. Okay, whatever. Sure, we top somewhere here. Who knows? But this is a good indicator of when after halving. Okay, here's some homework. Do the math and see when October of next year would be. That'd be 365 days. So I guess 365 days from now, and I hope you can't see my calculator open. Wow, actually, that put us like right here, assuming we top on October the 17th, and I said the 28th, right? So here, we top somewhere here. That would actually be really good. I think if I'm making a guess, we top like here-ish in this quadrant in these 10 days. Fine, I'll say these 100 days. So Q4 of 2025, again, just my guess, and obviously not at this price point. I think the Bitcoin top is like I'm gonna say like 104. I like the number 4, so we'll say 104k USD per Bitcoin. And it being that low comparatively is not a bad thing, and I'll show you why, because it means there's more money to make. Here's another thing. My whole chart was kind of inspired by this. I'm not going to give credit to the guy who made this because I do not care. But anyways, so these are the previous cycles, and as you'll see, we'll just look at the previous cycle. So we had, crash, accumulation, growth, bubble, crash, crash, accumulation, growth, bubble. And as you can see, we naturally, the bubble phase, which is when the true Bitcoin, the bull market starts. Usually the bull market starts when you fully accept a new range, like, when you break above and hold the previous all-time highs range. That's when, the true, actually, hold on. This was 2021 crash, accumulation, growth, bubble. Okay, so 2021, 2022, right here, 2023, and then 2024. So it makes sense. Top, crash, accumulation, growth, bubble. So unless you're visually impaired like me, you can tell that the election day is when we want to, get really locked in. I kind of wish I bought lock-in token on Solana. This is not a show. I missed it. Anyways, so as you can see, halving is kind of when we have that pre-sideways chop accumulation, and then the bubble phase happens right after the election, and especially if Trump wins. W. Donald Trump. And I'll talk about more stuff in the next video. Thanks for listening so far.